Court calls case, People versus Colette Haynes.
Victoria here, she's assistant prosecutor here on behalf of the people.
Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Colette Haynes. You state your name?
Colette Haynes.
All right.
Thank you. In regards to the PCC, Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment just for some continued negotiations.
All right. With reference to the violation.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Haynes is prepared to admit to the bond violation today and provide an explanation.
All right. I'll accept the admission, but what's the explanation?
Your Honor, it does state in the bond violation report that on the 22nd, when she reported she was visibly ill at the time, she explained to me that she has diabetes and shortly after that went into DKA and did have to be hospitalized for a few days. So unfortunately, she ended up missing that new scheduled appointment as well as her first PCC. After missing the PCC, she did contact me and we worked to get this case set to do a bench warrant recall. So she is willing to test. She is willing to comply on bond. She is sorry that she missed that appointment and she's hoping to have an opportunity to go touch base with community corrections today and reschedule.
Thank you.
But I hear what you're saying, but when I look at this, all of the events that I have in this occurred at basically toward the end of September.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm now almost 30 days out and nothing's been corrected.
And Ms. Haynes indicated to me that she wasn't aware that she needed to make contact with community corrections because she had the bench warrant.
I didn't know that I can just go back there and...
Yeah, but once the bench warrant was cleared, she still... That doesn't even make any sense to me.
They told me that I had to wait when well, first they told me I had to do it online.
Do what online?
For the bench warrant.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the warrant was cleared until I come to court today. Thought I needed
it was cleared.
Another referral to go back to community corrections. I didn't know I could just walk back in there and do it all over again with a warrant. I tried to come up here and walk in on a warrant, but they told me that they only do it once a month, at the end of the month on Wednesdays. And that would have been yesterday, but I had received
Yeah, but where were you between that? All of this occurred September 2nd. I get what counsel's telling me, that at some point you're in the hospital for a few days. So even if that takes me to the end of September, which is giving a lot of grace just in terms of time, I'm now here on the 23rd and nothing.
Because they told me that I could not walk in on the warrant. And I didn't know that I could just go back to community correction.
You have an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor,
I was contacting the attorney, and when I was contacting the attorney, she was telling me that she didn't even, well, it was a he. It wasn't even her. It was a whole different attorney I had. We were texting back and forth and I was asking him questions and he was saying he was in court. He don't know, he'll find out. And then he told me I could do it online. So I just did it online.
and Your Honor, I will say Ms. Haynes does want to resolve this case. She did make steps to take care of the bench warrant and to get the case back on track. So she's just hoping for another opportunity.
She's here on a drug case. Since the beginning of the case, she hasn't tested.
Understood, Your Honor.
I hadn't tested, Your Honor, because I didn't know that I could just, by me missing mine, I didn't know that I could just go walk back in. I thought I needed another referral, or I would have went over there and walked in and
It's
tested.
not as though you didn't have an attorney, whether it be the previous attorney, whether it be Ms. Foster Tucker, to tell you what you could do regarding community corrections, if anything. But you know, you didn't abide by community corrections. You didn't appear in court. You get the court thing cleared up, but then you had the other thing. And I still, from the time of year, I don't have a test on you.
I can go take one today. I can go over there right now when I leave here. But I just need to know, am I
You want to
assigned?
say, I will adjourn her probable cause conference to October 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. Anything you want to say before I send you on the violation?
No, sir.
Well, at this point, she's not complied with everything. I'm going to revoke her bond, sentence her to 7 days, Washtenaw County Jail. Defendant's remanded.
Is there a way that I can get somebody? I have my daughter here with me,
Ma'am, you probably shouldn't have done that.
but she only had a half a day of school today.
Ma'am,
Come on this way.
they'll figure it out.
Okay. Let me get hers.
Yep, I'll give it. One second.
Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now.
District Court's back in session. The Honorable Case Secretary Simpson.
You may be seated.
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. Oh, there he is. Court does call the case, so the people recall the case. People versus Trista Bonitez.
Good afternoon again. Honorable Gonzalez, appearing with on behalf of Trista Bonitez. I want to thank the court for.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Edward Lucas on behalf of Terrence Smith.
Your name?
Terrence Smith.
All right, I have a plea form. Is that what we're doing today?
That's correct, Your Honor. There's two different things on it, and I don't want to hide the lead. There is a violation as well. That should be in the file.
That's correct, Your Honor. Defense counsel, I did have a chance to discuss that. I told Mr. Turkis I wasn't sure if the court would want to move forward with the plea today.
I'm not going to want to.
Regarding the violation, there would be an admission, and with that admission, he has worked with CMH and gotten into additional programming. He was dropped off here today by my counselor, and he wants to continue to have negative tests, but obviously there's the positive test that just happened.
Well, the problem that I have is that the last testing that he has, he's been unable, then he missed a sample on October 6th. I'll accept his admission, but then on October 6th, he's negative, but then he just comes back positive for cocaine.
There was issues with his rent, and he's worked with his counselor, and he also wants to address the court.
Go ahead. Well, I think he's. What do you want to tell me?
Yeah, as far as what I can tell you, being bluntly honest, well, I had an eviction on my door because I had my son living with me. So after that, I got that fixed. October the 7th, I think. But I was going through a bad time situation, so I take full accountability for the situation that happened. But when it comes down to, I got a bleeding ulcer. So when I called Cheryl, I told her I couldn't make it in because I was going through a bad spot, but she didn't answer the phone. So I still came in, and I tried to use the bathroom. I got bipolar depression, anxiety. I waited a whole hour. And because she told me I could wait in there. So I waited an hour in there sitting, and I still couldn't use the bathroom because of my respiratory system. So it's been going bad, but it's getting better because ever since that I've been coming to drop, I was using alcohol, but ever since I've been coming to drop, I haven't used no alcohol. So my body is getting better. So when I went in on October the 15th, I dropped, and like I said, I take full responsibility for the situation that happened, but I have been clean, but I went through a rough patch, a little episode. So, I mean, I'm just being honest. I take full accountability. I made a mistake. I went down there. I told my counselor. So my counselor, they didn't want me to ride the bus. So they brought me here.
Can you have an upcoming appointment?
She made an appointment for CMH to get, I got an appointment for CMH to go in there and talk to them. She said she's going to stay there for like 4 or 5 days from now because I had to come to court. She wanted to take me today, but instead she had to bring me here.
What's your appointment date?
She says she's going to put it, she put it in the system, but she says she's going to get it on her.
Where did the cocaine come from?
Well, to be honest.
Okay, let's start there.
Yeah, being honest, like I said, I've been doing, Your Honor, I'm being honest. I want to be honest. I've been doing fine. I've picked up a little weight, like Miss Marilyn, my landlord, she said, you've been doing fine. But I just got into a bad spot in my life, and I'm just being honest. I just want to be honest. I don't want to lie to nobody, and I made a mistake. I just made a mistake. But after that, I've been going down there talking to my counselor every day. And everything's going swell because they're keeping tabs on me. They do wellness checks at my house because of my bipolar. But what happened was I had got around, but I'm taking accountability, but I just got around the wrong people when I went out and was hanging out the one time I did hang out. And lately I'm an introvert. So I just be in the house. So I just got beside myself. I'm just being honest, but my counselor's been with me every day now. And I've been staying in the house and the community health, and everything's going well. Miss Marilyn, my landlord, she's been coming up checking on me, and everything's been going well. They take me to the grocery store.
Your Honor, if I can just add in here, he had 4 negative tests. Right, there were the 2 that you indicated, the refusals. He somewhat explained that he had a missed sample. He was negative, and then we had the relapse. So there's, other than the unable or refusing, he is testing negative. There was the most recent test that was positive. What I'd be asking the court today would be if he can get another negative in between now and the next court date. Obviously, that's a very good indication that he is telling the truth and he had a bad night with the positive test. But
I went and told my counselor, because I quit drinking alcohol, and like I said, I've been gaining weight. I've been doing everything good. And I went and told Miss Jenna and Miss Marilyn, and after that, they've been coming to check on me every single day. And I go downstairs, I play ping pong, dominoes, and they read books with me. And I've been doing everything right. And I called my mom said, dress nice and be honest to you, because you're a good judge. So I just came here. And I'm just being honest. I don't want to lie.
No, but I still don't know where the cocaine came from.
you hanging around with people?
I really don't never leave out the house. Can I be honest with you? Okay, my brother had a heart attack, right? This ain't about my brother though. My brother had a heart attack. So what happened was I ended up catching the bus on my way to go see him downtown in Arbor, on my way to go see him. Didn't make it to go see my brother when he came out of coma, because I get downtown, like my mom don't let me ride the bus. I get downtown, see some guys I know. What's the situation to end up? Boom, my mom called me, tell me get back home. I go home, and I've been in the house ever since, besides just doing a report. Because I really don't never come out the house, because after what happened to my brother when they killed my brother. So I really just don't like to be out the house. I got caught in a bad spot around the wrong people. And that won't happen again. I promise. I'll give you my word on that.
All right, I'm done.
I'm
gonna revoke his bond. I'll adjourn it out to next week.
Okay.
And so I'll adjourn it out to the 30th, 2025. And maybe by that time you can give me a straight answer. I'm not going to take this plea today. I'll hold on.
No, I did wrong.
Defendant is committed to the violation. Defendant's remanded. Southbound.
We'll come back.
Can you grab my jacket right there?
Yep. I'll come and see you in custody.
We're calling the case.
Oh, not a problem. I say those things about you about yelling at the prosecutor, but I can do this because, you know, I have the highest of respect for you. So,
Thank you. The feeling is mutual.
all right. I have a plea form in front of me that indicates that the defendant would be pleading guilty to the charge of disorderly person, a 90-day offense. Upon her successful plea to that charge, count 1 would be dismissed. That is the court's full understanding of the.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Bonitez, if you could please raise your right hand. Oh, there you go. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, state your name again for the record, please.
Trista Bonitez.
Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of disorderly person. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty? All right, to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form with permission. You gave your counsel permission to sign your name to an advice of rights form.
Yes.
You went through those rights.
Yes.
Do you have any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving or giving up those rights? All right. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
I believe so.
You think so? Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you have any other charges or any other court that you're required to report to? All right.
No.
Have you ever been in prison?
No.
Okay, then you're not on probation or parole. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you in any way?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And also because you believe that you're guilty of this offense, ma'am? August 6, 2025, at the location of 1681 Coburn Court, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, as you're pleading to the count two, had you been drinking?
I had a drink, yes. At my house.
Right. At your house, okay. At some point, yes, please, Mr. Besser, I appreciate it.
Trista, at some point you had verbal altercation with your neighbor, is that right?
Yes.
And you were outside in public during that altercation?
Yes.
And at least at some point during that altercation, you were loud and you created a disturbance outside, is that right?
Yes.
I'm satisfied if the court is your honor.
All right. Ma'am, if I accept your plea, if between the time of your plea and the time of your sentencing you commit misconduct as defined in the Michigan court rule, you would not be entitled to, nor would the court be bound by any sentence evaluation and or recommendation, and you would not be entitled to withdraw your plea. You understand that?
Yes.
Is counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or other inducements which have led to this plea?
No.
And have I complied with the court rule, and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, your honor.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count two. Count one is dismissed.
Would the court consider immediate sentencing, your honor?
I was just about to say something. God, he's like in my head. All right.
No objection.
You have no objection to that? Okay. Yes, I would. Ma'am, is there anything you or your counsel want to say before I do impose sentence?
If I may, your honor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your honor, Dr. Bonitez is a resident out in Los Angeles, California. She has moved to California and I believe intends to stay in California. This was an isolated incident. She was moving to California the next day and got a little caught up in the celebrating and had a bad day. I'm asking the court to consider fines and costs for her.
All right. Doctor, anything? I'm sorry, I was describing you as ma'am. I should have your official title, doctor. Anything you want to tell me?
Well, thank you, your honor. No, I just very much would love to return to the work I'm doing here, here in Boyle Heights, working as a physician. So I'm deeply sorry about what happened, and I look forward to returning to the work that's needed here.
Gotcha. All right. Fines and costs of $250, 90 days in jail, suspended. When do you think you can get that paid?
Today.
Okay. You'll probably have to wait till tomorrow, and then you can probably do that online. It'll be entered into our system. All right?
All right. Thank you,
So
your
I'll just
honor.
put that down. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
your honor.
thank you.
Pleasure seeing you.
Good seeing you too, sir. Take care.
What we just witnessed inside this courtroom is a striking reflection of how justice and addiction intersect. It's methodical, precise, and at times intensely personal. The core issue was Mr. Hanan's bond violation and a devastating relapse. Sent to obtain a scram monitoring device, he blew a 0.1 PBT, confessing to drinking a significant amount of alcohol that morning, not to celebrate, but to stave off the terrifying symptoms of withdrawal, his hands shaking after a multi-day bender. The judge wasn't focused on immediate punishment, but on a critical point: accountability. Mr. Hanan, an individual who had previously achieved 16 years of sobriety, admitted to losing his family and his job. He had failed to enroll in an intensive outpatient program, IOP, following his Florida rehab stay, choosing instead an easier, less demanding regimen of AA meetings and the SoberLink device. The judge saw through this. He correctly identified that Mr. Hanan's chosen path was simply easier than doing the IOP. In a moment of tough love, the judge temporarily revoked his bond, sending Mr. Hanan to jail overnight. This was not a punitive measure, but an emergency intervention. The judge explicitly stated, "I have no way to release you and keep the community nor you safe." He rejected the defendant's request for a scram or antabuse, calling them easy fixes and stressing that the tether would only tell on you. The message was clear: there is no easy path or shortcut to sobriety. Mr. Hanan must confront the hard work of recovery, beginning with a night in custody. He is due back tomorrow for a bond hearing where a more rigorous, supportive, and difficult plan will be put in place. One designed not to be comfortable, but to save his life.